Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartner and welcome to SellingPower TV. Today we have a treat for you. We're speaking to a respected thought leader in the training industry, Dave Madsen. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you.
As the CEO of Sandler Training, you're always concerned with leadership. What is the role of the sales leader today and what does it look like in the future for you?
Well, I think that the role of the sales leader currently, obviously, is to develop people, right? And we want to make sure that we're generating revenue. I think 43%, Gerhard, of the sales leaders that are coming into their positions don't have any experience. That's a problem. You know, and you and I both know that that's probably one of the most important roles in any organization because I'm developing people, I'm making sure I'm bringing in the right types of people, and then they're bringing in revenue so CEOs like myself can plan on our investments from a strategic level. Moving forward, they're going to have to be great at setting super clear expectations with people because I'm not going to be seeing you as often. I think we're also going to have to make sure that we set good behavioral plans. As we move forward, sales managers really need to get on back away from, you know, this is quota, 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 which by the way is important. That's how we keep score. I get it. But these are the behavioral plans that you have to do every single day to hit that number. That's how I can manage you remotely because I'm not going to be able to manage based on results. And by the way, you can't even control results. You can only control what you're supposed to be doing every single day. That's how you and I are going to interact, and I can help you. I can be more of a scientist. I'm going to have to be a better coach as we move forward, right? And so I think also I'm going to have to be a technology expert. I should be able to take, let's say, voice intelligence as an example and say, Gerhard, I listened to your talk last night and the phone call at 3 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. Here's some recommendations. I can start doing those things very, very quickly and start pinpointing my coaching because now, currently, most coaching for sales managers is based on fantasy. I'm only going to coach based on what you told me, and what you tell me when you fish and golf and on a sales call typically isn't always 100% true.
Is there a specific program that Sandler is offering to improve the sales manager's ability to coach?
Yeah, so we've got a book on coaching. We have coaching certification. We have a program on how you can help them if you do ride-alongs. Now, ride-alongs doesn't necessarily mean you're in the car anymore, but how do I coach you? Look, there's situational coaching. I just saw this, or you're telling me about this. And then on the other side, there's coaching plans, right? So both are important. And we really try to help those leaders get a grasp on how do I do that situational coaching? And how am I building the bench? How am I building this person's skill level so they can be 100% successful in their current job and get them ready for the next job?
How would you describe that drive that leads people to execute on the plan and engage in the right behaviors? And conversely, what inhibits the exercise of that behavior in the salesperson's mind?
One of the first things that we could do is to link the personal goals to the professional goals. Because right now, am I motivated to go get that $10 million quota? Maybe. You know, am I going to stay motivated throughout the year to get that? Maybe. But what's really going on? If as a sales manager, if I could say, hey, you have a $10 million quota, you're going to get $500,000 in commissions. Let's just pretend for a second you got that. What would you do with that $500,000? And then I say, well, I would put it towards a vacation home, or I would save for my kid's wedding, or I would pay for college, whatever it is for you. That is why I'm working. So I'm going to stay motivated a lot longer. And then we're going to talk about, okay, let's talk about things like comfort zones where we get stuck. Why? And maybe because I'm super comfortable with the income that I'm at. Maybe I'm super comfortable with the position that I'm at a company. So why stretch myself and get exposed? Why am I doing all of those things? But I think once I have that plan and I know what I'm doing, then it's just talking about all the stuff that's fear of success, fear of failure. You know, look, we have to make sure, whether it's through journaling, whether it's through, you know, dealing with all the things that we just talked about, fear, doubt, and worry, and success, and all the things that I know you talk about all the time. I think those are some easy things that we could do to help get people that belief system back in order, because it's going to affect our judgment. It's going to affect the way that we act, and it's certainly going to affect our results for sure.
And if you find the why, then everything changes, because the bigger the why, the bigger the try, and the easier the how.
Exactly. And I think people get messed up. I'll change my mind, and therefore I'll feel better about this. I think behavior controls attitude. If we know what we're supposed to be doing every single day to be successful,
Right.
it's going to change my attitude.
Right. How do you define good sales leadership?
I define good sales leadership as those who are focused on their people. I define good sales leadership as managing you as an individual, not as a team. I define good sales leadership as the ability to over communicate. I define it as the ability to listen and then to pose questions, pose scenarios for you, patience for you to come up with this solution. So I think those are the things that pop into my mind. Of course, good sales leadership is you want to bring in the right types of people. You want to onboard, which most companies don't do a good job of. You want to make sure that they're hitting their numbers. All that is true. But I do think some of those things that I talked about early on is really what you need to be a great sales leader.
Thank you, David. I also would remind everybody that Sandler Selling Systems has published an enormous amount of insightful books.
Yeah, we have 27 books. You can find them at either Amazon or Sandler.com. And if anyone actually wants to crash a class, you're welcome to do that, Gerhard, as well. I'm happy to send them anything that they would like to help them.
Well, in our next segment, we are going to talk about the new normal. So please click on the link below and go to the next video. Thank you, Dave.